employee services, Genie, these were some of the metrics that you had pulled here that we've got up on screen, correct?
Right.
And this is some of the stuff that your HR professionals would have had to do by hand previously, right?
Right. So that was something that we really wanted to gain by moving to this new model and using technology, is we wanted to be able to be much more data driven. And we wanted to know what employees are looking at. What are the things that they care about? Are they happy with the materials that we were putting out there? If they have a question, how quickly are they getting responded to? Are they happy with the answer that they're getting? And we didn't have any insight into any of that in our previous model, because everything was going through the employee, through the HR business partner, or through the specific center of excellence. And so it really didn't provide us as a leadership team the ability to see the big picture about where we really should be putting our resources and what's working and what's not. And at this point, we've just barely started to scratch the surface with all of the analytics that we can have, because it's something that we didn't really have before. Something like SLAs, we had them, they were unwritten, but there was no way to monitor that anybody was keeping to them. And so now, basically what we've done is we haven't done a whole lot with the data for the first 6 months that we launched the tool. We were really looking to gather data. We put SLAs in place, we put different things in place as a guess. And so what we're trying to do now is to utilize that data to see how well we did with some of our guesstimations in the beginning. And then we're also using it to see, how employees are leveraging the system. I think it's been really exciting for us to be able to now have visibility into the different types of things that they're clicking on. You can see at the bottom of this screen here, we had over 1,900 employees click on some information that was about mid-year performance reviews. We had just gone through that part of the cycle. And so now we're able to say, hey, here's the materials, and were they effective? Were they accessed? What kinds of questions do they have? It just opens up a whole new world that we never had the ability to do before.
I love this because only about 20% of organizations actually take the time to do some sort of adoption metrics of any of their HR systems, right? So just tracking this, you're ahead of most of organizations. The other thing I thought that was sort of interesting about this was that, you guys had other HR systems before this. You have HRMSs, you has time management tools, all those kind of things, right? And you could have sort of captured, but you would have had to sort of aggregate them, right? So with this is all sort of coming through a single environment, which is helping, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, did you have anything to add to that before I ask Kelly?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely true. And I think that that's another, great advantage that Dovetail has been able to provide, right? The system has a lot of dashboards and metrics. And so it comes with some out of the box things, maybe things that I hadn't even always considered in my past life. I think that it's exciting for me now, because even though I had used previous case management and knowledge management tools, it had very limited reporting and dashboard capabilities. And so it's exciting now to be able to utilize this data, in a way that we can actually be more effective.
Yeah, it's one of the top things we saw in the data sets this year is that organizations were 30% more likely this year to say that the lack of reporting was a big issue, and a big reason why they gave low user experience and vendor stat scores to all HR applications this year. So reporting is key.